BBC broadcasted in 1989 that there is a country in West Africa that has American influence. The rebels are going to strike, but they don't know when. So we had that announcement. So we are wondering if it's Liberia. So by 1990 now, the war started from in the interior part of the country and started coming gradually until they arrived in Monrovia, because we are in the capital city. So when they arrived, the rebels, they had these child soldiers among them. I was 6 months pregnant and I had two kids, one 17, the other one 7 years, a boy and a girl. They were forcing people to recruit their children to join them. So we didn't want that to happen to us. So that was why we let them go to Sierra Leone in a safer place. They went with our friends to Sierra Leone, and then we stayed put in Monrovia to see how situation, maybe it will be a coup and maybe things will die down. So we stayed put because I was pregnant, but finally we had to follow them now.
Olivia needing to leave for the sake of her family is unfortunately familiar to many newcomers to the U.S. It doesn't take long in the Bible before a similar story of migration plays a central role. In Genesis 12, Sarah and Abraham are compelled by God to migrate to a new land. Like many refugees and immigrants, they are leaving their ancestral homeland, separating from people close to them, leaving their birthplace, giving up their inheritance. Why? To start a family. They took everything they owned, knowing they would never go back to their family land, but knowing that they needed to make this journey. They leave without being told where they were going, much like those who flee their countries today. It's not an easy journey. It's a long and dangerous journey that took months to make. Sarah and Abraham were up in years. Abraham was 75. His father dies on the way. They arrive in the new land as foreigners, outsiders, but determined to, in this new land, put down roots and start a family together.
It was a hard decision to make. We made that decision to flee the country, to just go to Sierra Leone, a safer place. And it wasn't home for us because we were thinking maybe it's just a short while, things will calm down and everybody will go back to Liberia. But it wasn't, because the Liberian war went on for 10 years. The Liberian war went on for 10 good years. They were still fighting there. It wasn't safe. So when the war spilled over to Sierra Leone too, when the rebels entered Sierra Leone again, it was so bad that even the United Nations had to shut down its office and they all fled to Guinea. We waited in Sierra Leone for 10 years. Yeah, before they could set up the office again and start all over. They started calling us one after the other, family by family by family.
For Sarah and Abraham, living in this new land hasn't gone according to plan. They run out of food. In order to survive, they pack up their stuff once more and go to another land looking for food. They go to Egypt. Two stories take place in Genesis 12 and 20, where rulers are romantically interested in Sarah. First, Pharaoh in Egypt, then Abimelech in the new land. In both stories, Abraham, in order to save himself, says that his wife Sarah is actually his sister, causing the rulers to believe that they can claim Sarah as their own. Abraham lies to the ruling authority, breaking the law. Abraham, a hero of the faith in Hebrews, puts Sarah in danger. Sarah silently goes along with Abraham's plan. She did what she had to do to survive. As one rabbi wrote, if sleeping with the enemy would save Abraham and get them through the famine, so be it. Sarah and Abraham engaged in a protective strategy made by many migrants, even still today. They were forced to make hard decisions, questionable decisions. Abraham gave his wife to two men. Sarah silently went along. Abraham lied in order to survive in a foreign land. They are immigrants with no protection, only seeking sustenance. He made the questionable, messy decisions that many refugees, immigrants, and asylees who journey here and arrive at our borders have to make. Fearing for their lives, they simply seek to survive. Some putting family at risk to try to protect themselves. Some, like Abraham, breaking laws, crossing borders, seeking food or safety. Author Karen Gonzalez points out that it's easy to think that Sarah and Abraham, or the migrants who show up today, having broken the law once, that they'll break more laws. However, studies have shown repeatedly that immigrants are less likely to commit serious crimes or be behind bars than the native born. In Genesis 20, Abimelech shows a beautiful response to these migrants making hard decisions. He releases Sarah, showers them with gifts, and encourages them to stay in his city.
We were waiting for them to relocate us somewhere else that is safe. But they kept telling us to be patient. So, but it took a long time, like 10 years, 9 years in waiting, even though UN was helping us with our children's business, buying uniform, paying school fees, but we waited for a long time. It was not easy. When we went to check on, because every week we go there once in a week to check on the bulletin board that was outside in the street. So you check for your name, your family name. So then we saw our name, and then the series of interviews started now. So when we asked, what is this interview about? They said they have to resettle us. But at that time, nobody break the news. The office did not break the news to us that we are coming to America. Oh, we felt so relieved, because the tension in Sierra Leone too was just frustrating us. So we felt so relieved. My husband and I, we were so happy. Even the children too were happy when we learned that we are coming to America. It means a lot to us. Yes, it means a lot. For my children too, we are so happy. We are very happy. We thank the officers, but they didn't disclose to us where we are coming. We only know it's America, but nobody knew we were coming to Cleveland, Ohio. So it was last minute they told us, get set. You people are going to Cleveland, Ohio. So we said, oh, that's good. So when the news broke out, we said, it's better the children will go and have good education over there. Because in Sierra Leone now, the schools were not running. There were no schools. Everybody was just home, Even the teachers don't go to teach. So they were a little bit behind in education. So we were happy when we were coming. We said we'll work hard for them to go to school. We don't mind. Them as adults, we are happy the way they came out. Everybody knows what he or she wants now. So they've got their education. I'm so happy. We are happy for them.
Sarah's story in the Bible ends with her death in the new land of Genesis 23. As newcomers, Sarah and Abraham had no land and therefore no family burial plot. It was important then, like today, for loved ones to be buried with dignity and respect. The ideal place is for a location where the entire family could be together in death as they were in life. The locals allowed Abraham to purchase a burial plot of his choosing, giving Sarah a permanent resting place in the country she had given up so much to be in. The new land became her home in life and in death. At Abraham's death, he joins her. Sarah's son Isaac and his wife Rebekah is buried there. Sarah's grandson Jacob and his wife Leah gets buried there. Sarah's dream to start a family that would bless others comes to pass. Through determination, navigating messy situations, and the kindness of the residents of the new land, she got what so many refugees, immigrants, and asylees in our world today desperately long for. She got a place to safely put down roots and start a family in. Like Sarah and Abraham leaving their home country to come to a new place for their family, we have newcomers coming here. Some because they helped the US, some because they are Christian, some because they were born into a war-torn country, some to try to create a better life for their children. Can we, like Abimelech, welcome them? Sarah and Abraham came desperate, hungry, having made hard, questionable decisions, but wanting to put down roots in the new land. Can we, with grace and compassion, help those coming today fulfill their desire to make this their home for their family?
Oh yes, America is home from the one we entered. America is home. Here is our home now. Even when we are leaving Africa, that was what we said. We said we'll come work hard to get citizenship, we'll become Americans. Or to say, here is our home. Yeah. It's peaceful here. Here is our home.